Okay, yesterday we created a ALV report using field catalog. Today we'll see one more example. Okay, creating ALV report using field catalog. This is the one, right? Yesterday we have created field catalog for only 3 fields. So the process is same for even there is 100 fields. Okay, so I have around 10 plus fields in the final output structure, but in the field catalog I am building only for 3 fields. That's why I got output for only 3 fields. Okay, for the remaining fields just add the same statements, field catalog statements. Okay, so before going to a new program, here we are using a clear statement, right? So tell me, for how many fields we have added field hotspot? For how many columns have added hotspot?
7.
What 7? For
Single.
which column I have added hotspot?
First column.
PO number
First
column,
column.
right? For the rest of the 2 columns, I did not add a hotspot option, right?
Yes.
So in the field catalog, so I'm passing this hotspot option in the first column. Okay, so I'll just delete this clear statement. I'm not clearing the work area for the next field. Before going to populate the next field, I'm not going to clear the work area. See how it's going to work. Now for how many columns I'm able to see the hotspot and emphasize?
2 columns.
2 columns. But did I add hotspot to PO item? PO SNR? Did I add it here? For EBL and EBLP? Do we have hotspot option for this item level field?
No.
No, right? But how it is
Yes,
coming
no.
still?
Clear statement uncommon.
So here we are passing hotspot, right, for the work area, and we are appending it to the table. And without clearing that old values, we are using it in next field, the same work area. Whatever the common fields, right, column position, field name, these data will be replaced with the new values. But we are not passing any values to hotspot, right, here for the in the second field. So the previous value is already there in this hotspot field. That's why it is populating automatically. That's why we should always clear the work area before populating the new records. Okay, that's why old values will be cleared and display only new values. Okay, is it clear? So always remember to clear the work area after append statement or at the end of the loop. Otherwise, you may get the previous values. Okay, which is going to cause incorrect results. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So now we'll see one more example on field catalogs, ALV using field catalog. What is the type of the program? Executable program.
Execute.
So usually we don't take a local object. we have to take a proper package name. Just search the existing packages. Starts with Z. Let's take some package. Save. Now, what it is asking?
To request.
It is asking for a transport request. Create the transport request. Click on save. Now it is going to create a transport request. What is the use of this transport request? By using transport request only, we can move development changes to test and to production.
To production.
Okay. So we can only transport the objects which are assigned to a transport request. For that reason, if you want to transport the object to the test systems and the development systems, we have to assign it to a package, proper package name, not to the local object. Okay. Not to the local object, but assigned to a proper package name. And it will ask for a transport request. And after creating the transport request, transport it to test system and production system after the development. Okay. Local objects. So if you assign any programs or objects to the local object, you cannot transport it to further systems, test system or production system. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
Now, so what is your requirement? We need to display ALV report, right? For that, what we need? Type pools. This is mandatory. SLIS. What is this SLIS?
Type group.
Type group.
Type group for ALV reports. What does this type group contains? SLIS contains type structures. Type structures for ALV reports, which we can use in ALV reports. For example, field catalog type structure. In that field catalog type structure, what we can find? Column name, column position, field name, hotspot, emphasize. All these options we have in the type structure. Okay. Now define the internal table and work area for field catalog. GS, global structure or work area. This is just work area. Don't confuse with the naming. I'm just using different naming standard. That's it. GS means global structure. That means work area.
Cat.
Worker.
Field cat.
What is the type? How you know that what is the type you have to take? How you know that what is the type you have to take for the field catalog? You can find it in SLIS. You can find it in SLIS. That is one way. I'll tell you the other way. Very simple way. So what is the function module you have to call for ALV report?
We use ALV grid display.
Hmm. Go to import.
IT field cat type.
This is the field cat, right? What is the type of this? It looks like it is a table type because sys underscore t. T means T indicates it is a table type. Okay.
Yep.
First define the internal table. Tell me, I'm not using type standard table of. Now is it a work area or internal table?
Work area.
Is it a correct syntax? I'm using gt
Yes.
underscore field cat type /t field catalog ALV. Now tell me, is it a work area syntax or ALV? Sorry, internal table syntax.
Internal table syntax.
How?
GT. GT means internal table.
See, that's what I'm telling you many times. This is nothing to do with the type of the object. This is just a naming convention. This is just a naming convention. We can give whatever the name we want. Why we are giving GT? For our understanding. Okay. If you give GT, that doesn't mean that it is a internal table. Based on the syntax, what you are writing, that defines whether it is an internal table, work area, or variable. So as you said, data GT underscore data type matter. Now tell me, what is this GT underscore data?
Work area.
How?
Internal table.
How?
Magnera is the table. Sorry. Work area. This is single.
This is single variable. Even the name is GT underscore data, that doesn't mean that it is an internal table. Now it is a variable.
Type. We are using type.
It is a variable. Now tell me, what is now? What is it now?
Internal.
Mara is the internal table.
Okay. Now what is this GT underscore data? I'm giving GT underscore data type Mara. Now what is it? Is it internal table, variable, or work area?
Internal table.
How? The internal
Work.
table syntax is this type standard table of. Now it is the internal table. Observe
Yes.
the difference. I've explained you guys many times. Now it is work area. GT underscore data doesn't mean that it is an internal table.
Okay.
Okay. So whatever the type you are giving here, that defines whether it is a work area, internal table, or variable. Okay. If you give data element here, now it acts as a variable. GT underscore data doesn't mean that it is an internal table. It is just naming convention. It is just for our understanding. When you open the code, when you look at this, okay, we can say that okay, GT underscore data means it is a internal table. It is just a naming convention. You can give any name. For example, I can just give data also. But why we are giving a specific format? Just for our understanding. Okay, when you open the program, when you look at that particular data object, you can easily identify that as a internal table without going to the syntax. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
Now tell me, is it a internal table or work area? GT underscore field catalog type /t underscore field catalog ALV.
Work area.
Work area. No. It is not a work area because it is not a structure. It is a table type.
Table.
Sliss underscore t underscore field catalog is a table type, not a structure.
Table.
Okay. When you
Yes,
use table type, here, it's by default it is a internal table. It's going to define it as an internal table. Okay. Double click on it. So it is the table type. Sliss underscore t underscore field catalog ALV is the table type. Where you can find it?
from Swiss.
Type group Sliss. So it
Report.
is the table type, and this is the structure, the corresponding structure of the table type. This contains all those field catalog fields, properties. Copy the structure. You can use this also, table type also. But how you define work area? GS underscore type
Type.
line of GT underscore.
Yeah.
What we are saying? Okay, create one work area, type line of a record like structure for GT underscore field catalog. Now it will create one work area like structure with reference to this internal table. Okay. When you are using table type, you can define like this. So GT underscore field catalog type table type. This is the internal table, and GS underscore field catalog type line of internal table. Then this is the work area. When you are using table type, let's say you are using the structure. This one. Copy this. Now, how to define? Now, is it
Is work
internal table or
area.
work area?
Work area.
Now it acts as work area because we are not using table type here. It is a structure, standard table of Sliss. And then this simply,
Internal table.
see, it will still work. You can also use this syntax to define the work area for internal table. Okay, or it's going to work. Type line of will work, or simply use the structure name. Okay, so we spent a lot of time on defining internal table and work area after so many sessions. Okay, now uh, let's take one select option. How to define a select option? First define one variable.
By using select option.
For example, CV underscore Matner type Matner. Then define the select option. Select options S underscore. Mm, you can take any name. Don't confuse. S underscore Matner doesn't mean that it is a select option, but we are using proper format. We are assigning a proper name. Okay, for GV underscore Matner. Okay, so it is just like these naming conventions are just like names. If I tell you a name, Can you identify whether it is a name of male person or female person? Can you identify or not? If I tell you a name, can you identify whether it is name of male or female?
Yes, we can
You can
identify.
identify, right? Similarly, here that's what we are doing. We are assigning a name for each type of object so that we can easily identify whether it is an internal table work area or variable. Okay.
Okay.
But name doesn't define male or female, right?
Yes.
If you name if like a female name to the male person is not going to be female, right? Name doesn't define the type of the object, but it will helps to identify whether it is a what type of object it is. Okay. The actual syntax will define that. Type standard table of the structure name, then it is the internal table. Type structure name, then it is a work area. Type data element, then what is it? Variable. That's why I'm using GV, global variable. Okay. Clear? Now, you know how to validate it. Validate the select option. If you want to make it mandatory, just write like this. If s underscore matner is initial. What is the select option structure?
Option SO, S Manual,
What is the select option structure? What are the fields in select option
Sign
structure?
option low
Sign
high.
option high low.
Sign option high low. So I'm able to see the select option structure name, but I'm expecting the fields. What you can find in select option structure. We have 4 fields. Sign option low, high.
Hi.
So what are the values for sign
Include, exclude.
Include or exclude.
and for option?
Between or
Or
equal.
equal.
When we use between and when we use equal to.
Yeah, between for range, equal to for same.
Multiple single values.
Multiple single
Specific
values.
values. Okay. If you want to select
Okay.
records between 100 to 200, we use range between. If you want to
Between.
select records 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, then we use
200.
equal to.
Equal to.
Exact values but multiple values. Same values but multiple values. Okay.
Okay.
How can you pass default values to the select option?
Append.
Only append. How to pass default values to the select option?
Initialization.
Yeah, how to? Yeah. What are the steps? Initialization, I know. What are the steps?
Manual equal to.
So we discussed very recently, right? Why you
Yes.
guys are confusing? I don't know.
Equal to.
It is just waste of time. If you are repeating the same concepts, it is just waste of my time and your time. low. What is the lower value? For example, 100. Material number 100. When someone asks you this question, you should tell them all the steps. How to populate default values to the select option. We have to pass default values in initialization event. We have to pass data to select option sign option low high, and we have to append the select option. You guys have to tell all these steps.
Matter.
Okay,
Okay.
this is how we pass default values to the select option. It is very important. I'm repeating again. This is very important, and you can expect at least one question on select options. You should remember the structure, sign option low high of the select option, and how to pass default values to the select option. Okay, I've already show you, right, how to pass default values, date as default value.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
for example, like this, if it is a date field, it is Matner. Okay, if it is date field, for example, if they expect 10 days before date in the lower value and the current date in the higher value, what you need to do? Sy hyphen datum
Datum
minus 10.
02.
Then in the lower value, it will populate 10 days before date. For example, what is it? Second, right? Second. It will display March 2nd in the lower value, and if it is psi datum, now it is the current date. Okay, clear? Please observe. It is a system variable or variable. Don't use single quotes like this. Okay, or numbers. If it is a numeric type, also don't use. Only use it for character type data. Okay. Now go back to our. So let's display some message. So I'm creating some. I'll use a join. Select VBAK, VBLN, VBAK, KU, Kunar. Kunar means customer ID,
Company.
right? And KNA1, name one. Name one means customer name. Okay. From VBAK,
Not join.
inner join on KNA1. KNA1 join condition on VBAK Kunar equal to KNA1 Kunar. Okay. Into table at the rate data of ZT underscore where okay, we don't have Matner in VBAK. Okay, we'll take different select option, that is customer number, customer ID, Kunar only. Okay, material number we have it in item level, right? We don't have it in okay. Replace all. Okay, and where use tilde operator in join VBAK Kunar equal to S underscore Kunar, right?
Yeah.
Not equal to
Yeah,
in.
Sai.
In.
Yeah, okay, don't observe. If sy hyphen sub rc equal to 0 and if okay, is it clear? Join condition, I'm not taking any type structure, final type structure, because I don't need final type structure if you are using a join and if you are writing only single select statement. If you are
Okay.
selecting data from multiple tables using multiple select statements, then we have to merge, right, all those multiple select statements data into single select statement. For that reason, we need the final type structure and loop statement. If we are using a single select statement using join, selecting data from multiple tables, at that time we don't need any final type structure because we don't need to merge, right? We are getting all the data into one single internal table. If the data in multiple internal tables, if we need to merge that multiple internal table data into single record, then only we need to use loop. And okay, for that we need a final type structure. Now what we need to do? So we got the data. Let's display the output. What is our field catalog structure? GS underscore field catalog hyphen field name. Field name is mandatory. You can find this fields in SLIS. Go to field catalog structure, click on main. So you can find these fields here. Okay, field name, column position. See, okay, all these fields you can find here. And selection text. Here is the selection text. Okay, selection text fields. So mostly you don't need to worry about this. You can just copy and paste these field catalog values. Okay. I'll just copy on existing one. What is the name of this internal table? Field catalog. I think same. Even you don't need to change anything. Only thing is you have to change the field names. What is the first field? VBELN. That is sales document number. What is this ABAP underscore true? What is this ABAP underscore true? We're providing column position 1, field name, and selection text. You can where you can find the alternative for this? For this selection text, where you can find?
Field labels.
Yeah, in data element field labels. We are bypassing those standard data element field label and creating our own text here using the field catalog. Okay. So what is this ABAP underscore true? What is this ABAP underscore true? Yesterday I already explained.
X.
X value, it contains X value. What is the alternative for this?
Back.
Pass X value, X. Okay. But we have to avoid hard-coded values as much as possible. The ABAP underscore true also contains X value. Okay. So we are providing column position, field name, selection text, hotspot. You know, right? What is hotspot? Emphasize means it will highlight the column, that particular column. Copy as it is. Clear is very important. I shown you, right? Why clear is important? Because it will contains the previous values, previous field properties, and applies to the next field also. If you don't clear it properly. Okay. Column position 2. What is the next field? Kunar.
Nah. Custom.
I'm not using hotspot for this and emphasize for this. I'm removing it. Name 1. Name. Okay. Now what next? Call your ALV report, ALV function module. Enable exporting. Just keep callback program as sy-pass sy-cprog. What is sy-cprog?
Program.
Contains program name, current program name. Okay. pass field catalog internal table. Here what you have to pass? GT underscore
GT final.
Final Lord.
sales.
Results.
Activate and execute. So we have default customer numbers. Okay, clear?
Clear.
For sales order number, we have hotspot. Is it clear? Now, okay, tell me if you have any questions.